So our topic is dealing with addiction, and the topic is child. So Jenny, if you talk about addictions, we all are addicted to something, some thinking patterns, some food habits, some people, some place. Addictions going in a lot of ways, and but we are addictions that are very much destructive. You can call it more destructive to health or to society, that we take it seriously. Overt way inside we can find I can be addicted to many things, or you can be, but it's not noticing. We are not noticing it, some kind of thought we need. But addiction with drugs or alcohol or this or something heavy which is killing the self or overpowering the self, the soul. So we call it like a classical psychological established truth about addiction is people start to be disinterested in life somehow. The basic cause is found any kind of addictions being disinterested in life or losing motivation or substituting some other addictions to one habit to another this way. But classically it is somehow we are becoming not interested in life, living life. Life is not making sense. Life is not giving direction. And this way, then we start to substitute it. The extra time or time is spending with the self, not interesting. And that is the substitute to make the time interesting. So when you talk about your son or your daughter, and we find that people who get addicted, and somehow they are very intelligent. They are very intelligent. And they don't find this intelligence avenue to expand or to express or manifest, then they become disinterested. They don't find the self-importance if they are not manifesting their talent. And I see, or even in the books, that slowly it starts leading to substitute of spending time with the self is not a trauma or is not a problem and is not giving anguish or anxiety. And that's how, like, this is a psychological fact. If you like to pinpoint through your experience what, as a parent and child in a generation gap, if you have a story experience to tell about it, what's happening to parent, what's happening to child, how parent is dealing with it, how child is taking it, and the whole drama and the solution.
Well, I have one child that was addicted, and actually she was addicted to meth. But the journey getting there is the interesting part because she was extremely sensitive. And so at school, she had a very difficult time focusing. Any noise, anything that happened, she couldn't focus. And so she begged me to take her to the doctor because I'm not real big into going to doctors unless necessary. And she kept asking me. So I finally take her to the doctor, and the doctor puts her on Adderall. Well, come to find out, Adderall, if they test you at a hospital, is the same. They can't tell if it's meth or Adderall, that they come up the same when they test people at the hospital. So anyway, they got her on Adderall, and what happened was they took her off of Adderall. And once they took her off of that, because that made her feel good and balanced her, then she went to street drugs. And it's very traumatic when children get into drugs because their personality changes. And as a parent, you try to save them because that's what, or guide them. And in the end, I found out children have their own journey, their own contract when they come in here. And we can support them and guide them, but we have to honor their process. And I learned that when I went to a class where these people had kids that had committed suicide. And the woman said, I had to get to a point where I wasn't angry about them not doing what I wanted them to do, and that I had to let go and allow them their process in life. So that helped me get through it. And inevitably, it's a very violent path when somebody gets into drugs like that. I had to move away to a different place to divide myself from it because I kept being pulled into it. And literally, my daughter went on the streets, and I had to allow that, which is really difficult. So, drugs, at least those kinds of drugs, are more of an extremity, obviously. But yeah, it's really interesting. But what I wanted to ask you, Shri, is how do you counsel people that are addicted to drugs?
Well, I have a live case with one of like live cases. I deal with addictions, but the people who come to me, they are already meditative. They were
Mm-hmm.
doing meditations, connected to the spirituality, and they have a goal of enlightenment. Like they have a final, they are seeing their soul as enlightenment, and somehow something happens. They could not deal with it.
The
So
what?
they cannot deal something like girlfriend issue or some issues coming or wife or divorce. They cannot deal, and then going towards the addiction like alcohol. So I applied the technique of same neuro-linguistic programming the mind, and
Mm-hmm.
this alchemy, which I said I discovered a process, alchemy, with my power of words, natural language, and basically programming the mind over the internet. But the person wanted to come out of it. He has experienced something of his soul already, and he wanted. But in spite of him, that's we call addiction. That in spite of you, something takes over your soul. That's how we can define addictions. Like there's a voice in us which warning, giving us warning that now if you cross this threshold, you will lose your control. You will lose control, and you can be addicted. If we surpass like this voice which is coming from inside, and then we fall into addictions, then we lose control. It seems like body wisdom, suppose like food. If we are eating food, after the food is optimally filled, body gives a signal that that's it, this is it, you have taken out, and we don't need. Oh, like today I eat a lot just now. So because we can't leave prasad, if some is offered to you prasad from Havan or puja, it's in the plate, you can't throw it. You will have to eat all. You can't throw it in the garbage. So I eat all what was given to me in the plate. Plate was heavy. Rich food. So it
Childhood
was giving
pattern?
me, yeah, it was giving me signal. Now it's full. And now my body says, no, you can't eat. But hence it is the prasad. So I used willpower. No, I must eat. And I eat all, like everything, nothing left. But this is once in a while. No? Once in a while. Once in a while, it's okay. But if you continue, same like, look, very, very interesting question you are asking to understand the body language, mind language, and message coming, and listening or not listening. So people who get fat or anorexia or this kind of disease, body speaks, always giving warning signals. This is enough, this is less, this is more actual, not like mind, like body had actual somehow to measure that you have already eaten enough protein, enough vitamin, that's it. Stop. So if you don't listen to the signal, like if I have experimented on myself, like eating, first signal comes. For your normal routine, you have enough calorie taken. Stop. No, enough. I don't listen. I keep on eating. Then comes another signal. Now you are fully full. You can't eat. I don't listen it. I again eat. If I break the signal 3 times, body stops talking to you. You can eat as much you want.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I eat like my diet, I could eat 5 times more. Like if I'm eating 4 bread, I can eat 16, 20, 25 this way. If I'm eating 1 piece of sweet rasmalai, one time I eat around 25 with the, yeah. So then I discovered, yes, that you can eat as much you want. But if you listen to it, the body will give you first signal, which will be very healthy. Like you will not have any disease, no fatigue, no issue. And even the food is oily or too much sweet, then it will, after the small quantity, it will stop you. If food is not rich in protein and vitamin, you can eat a lot and then it will stop you. It has very strange way of sensing. Our body has senses to, through the food texture, it can sense the protein and vitamins and minerals. Somehow it's sensing. So if you give very rich food in protein, it will say, no, I don't want. Somehow it can sense it. If I eat dry fruits a lot, after some time, full. If I eat sweets, after a little bit, full. If I eat rice, dal, and other things, big quantity. So there is a wisdom of the body. Somehow we ignore it. We overpower it. And after some time, body stops to support. It stops to give any signal. This person is not listening me at all. So that's it. After that, body starts to goes out of control. So I'm just giving you an example of anorexia or too much eating or growing fat. If you want to come back, is the very simple way of connecting to the body, doing meditation, and one can come back without any support of dietitian or things. We need a support of a therapist for a while to make you aware, to improvise. So I improvise addictions in this way. I make people aware of this wisdom which is inside you. And once person start to listen to this wisdom, he got a space to create with the self without any support. A feeling of independence, because addiction is started when person is not listening to the body, not in contact with the self. And when person want to contact with the self, then some event or some stories or past experience was not allowing the person to be in peace with the self. And that's how addiction begins. Any kind of addiction. I'm not talking about heavy drugs like cocaine or I don't know, so designer drugs, so many things, which very difficult to reverse. Like natural addictions, you can reverse. If it is natural leaves, like chai or tea or like something which is not chemical mixed, you can reverse and the withdrawal symptoms are not so strong like marijuana. If you are marijuana, you are taking directly the grass, the withdrawal symptoms will be very less. You can handle it in 3 to 7 days. And with very natural process, like in yoga, we use just cleaning process, cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. We can handle it. Or also I have found these addictions, if person can get very interesting things to do, he can drop the addiction because being with the self is rewarding.
Change the focus.
Basic is basic is being with the self. When it's not rewarding, we are bound to fall in addiction. Small biscuit, cookies, chai, coffee, moving, talking to a friend, gossiping, or going into a groove, or criticizing. Some kind of addiction starts to take place when person is not at peace with the self. And and losing motivation and losing direction of life, not seeing that if I walk in this direction, I will be very successful, I will be very good, or I will be rewarded somehow. That gives to heavy addictions, losing motivation. Depression, so there is choice. Person can go in depression or person can go into drugs. Or to hide depression, it can take drugs. Euphoria or some other drugs is needed to make you feel well, like opium or extract of opium based medicines. So, or marijuana based medicine is to calm you down if you are reactive. If your depression getting reactive and you are blaming somebody else for not having direction in life, and you get depressed, and then you become reactive because the power is outside of you. So in that way, I found natural drugs, like each drug is working in different way. Opium working in different way. Marijuana has its own properties and it has own withdrawal symptoms and works in a different way. We in India can experiment with marijuana because it's a lot and free.
You know,
It's,
in Colorado, they actually have made it legal. So how do you think that pertains to it, where the
well, that will
states are
be a
making it legal for
yeah,
people
that
to?
will be a different topic to discuss. Uh,
Yeah.
we can come, we can come about it. That's a different topic. Let's
Yeah,
be
I
on
kind
the
of play.
topic of individual causes and what's. And you ask me question how I cured it. So I've been answering my question. Let me
Okay,
answer it.
okay. All
The
right,
first
all right.
question. So this is my perception and understanding being with addicts
Okay.
and also taking, but not like just experimenting based. How why it's working, how it's working, how marijuana, only marijuana, because in India it's free, like and and we take not so seriously this one. Not like addiction that you cannot live without it or this and that, but just checking that if you take it, it works, and if you want to break it, you just need to start cleaning. But it doesn't work with chemicals. Like if some injection is given, some chemical is given, then your natural maybe cannot work. But if you have just taken the leaves,
Mhm.
natural leaves, it works. It has a lot of benefits. Otherwise, nobody will take it. A lot of benefits. We will talk about it later. Well, how I cured it, this is the way. So I bring the person in touch with the self. So when person comes to be in touch with the self, all these issues starts to come up, which is not allowing to be in the self. So with my support, I create a space like half an hour, 1 hour, and improvise in a way that person can see what's happening and seeing and becomes in a very good space. And he learns to communicate and be with the self alone. So this gives in one way, it's giving is your power, strength, positive. And negatively, like all negative things which we call, like suppose divorce has happened or some trauma has happened, some kind of trauma is there. So this trauma So let the person be in a very good space, lead the person in a very good space, and then bring the problems. Then person has his strength and he can handle the problem, like bringing it. So bringing the person to be in communion with the body and mind, and learning, teaching the person to be with the self in a very grateful, loving, to taste this loving space, not with anybody else, only with yourself. That gives a power and hope. And removing technically with the techniques of therapy, removing all the pain and transforming it to the direction person wants to go. Like suppose the person wants to become a CEO of a company. Very simple desire. Very simple. It may lead to addiction. It may lead to addiction. If the person will see, no, I cannot be, or he has to resign from the job, or he's fired from the job, or she's fired, that can lead to addiction, because losing motivation, direction, and the sufficient reward in the mind. Sufficient reward in the mind is different. Rewards anyway in the life is different. So one way I strengthen the person to be with, person starts to meditate, just to be and enjoy with the self, that gives person a hope. Oh, I can be with myself without any support, nor mama, nor papa, nor wife, nor husband, no neighbors, nobody, and I can be happy with myself. But he finds or she finds that he can or she can be only with my support in the session. Alone, not possible, but at least with the session. And slowly, slowly, within a week, they learn to be with the self. So I cured a person who got addicted, but before he was a meditator. So he had a memory of good space, the motivation to be enlightenment, doing meditation, a discipline. Life, somehow he lost it. He lost control. Like he just started drinking 1 or 2 and 3 and 4, and slowly, slowly, slowly lost it. It overpowers. Then it worked and the person dropped it fully. But I applied the technique which I call alchemy. And this is the fundamental of this. Creating a very good space, person can be in the self and fully independent. First with my support, and slowly, slowly by himself or herself. And therapeutically, I can change. Like, suppose there is a lot of pain and suffering against the desire person wants to become a CEO, and many kinds of trauma. So then I come back to my energy work. So what we do, that whatsoever is in memory, there must be energy inside. There is an energy inside. So we extract that energy, learning with a process, and then give it a direction, positive direction, what person wants to become. So one way is giving a thought process, removing the traumas, deleting all the traumas from the past, which was causing, and not only deleting it, also giving a direction towards a proper motivation. Person gets a proper motivation and gets motivated to live. And it stops. This is how it works. Alcohol. I'm talking about concrete experience of alcohol addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Scenario is person was self-motivated and still in the process he is supporting me to fight. He is taking initiative to call me that, look, I got caught, I'm sick, can you help me? This must be in the person, otherwise you cannot help.
Oh, they have to want the help.
Person must come to ask help and recognize that I'm weak, I cannot handle, though I want to. So that's the recognition of addiction, that I want to, but I'm weak, overpowered. But deep unconscious, I want.
Mm-hmm.
So in my case, you can say the client has proper experience of the self, higher self,
Mm-hmm.
and he, in unconscious or superconscious memory, he knows that he has experienced the joy and bliss alone, so he can have it. No? Logically, he says that I had
Mm-hmm.
it, so I can have it. No?
Mm-hmm.
I lost it, and now I'm suffering with it. So I need a support. If someone can give me support, I can come out of it. Means person is giving you a hand and looking for somebody to pull. Then I can do it. But otherwise I cannot do anything. So life successful story is alcohol addiction. And person is fully out, again meditating, doing things. Same on the path of enlightenment, working for it. So this process I call alchemy, the whole thing. It takes 1 week
One
to,
week?
yeah,
You can do that in 1 week?
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's awesome, yeah. Just take things under control within a week. And
Do you think, go ahead.
maximum it can take 1 month and 6 months. Like usually in my experience, everything I get in control within a week. 10 hours. It takes me 10 hours to work. I can divide it in 1 week or 1 month, doesn't matter. But the minimum work I found I have to work 10 hours. And
So, do you use energy, your own
I
energy,
use
or?
I use NLP, I use Shabdas therapy, the power of words, natural language programming, neuron programming, meditation techniques. I use everything, breathing, whatsoever works. But this is fundamental. I have guidance, and each person can. So I also teach a meditation technique to support. In that way, I can also teach if I found some physical is missing. So I can give some physical movements, some meditation technique. They are all separate. But this 10-hour work going into the mind with details, finding out the cause of it, and scanning all, and then giving the direction takes 10 hours, minimum 10 hours. In month, we can, in 1 month, 10 hours. We can finish it in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, depending on the time that person, and I have time. So time scheduling over the internet, how we can schedule the time. And yeah, it's a very fast technique. One week.
Are you documenting any of this?
It's all recorded when I do the sessions
I
as
see.
a professional. I should record it, but I don't give to the client because it's not advised to see what kind of trauma he
Right.
was going. When person comes out, then I give the recording and everything okay. Then I give to watch after 2 years or 3 years. When fully that person says, yes, I'm fully out, this trauma not there, this not there, everything fine, then you can look at your past, how you were. Not before that. Yeah, it's the fastest technique. Successful stories are a lot with this. I can handle any issue. It's very typical when it comes to relationship with spouse relationship is very typical. Not easy to handle. But others, individual issues is easy to handle. But this
Why
love
is
issue, it's so many things there. It is so many things. And I did not work yet so much on this because people coming to me more with the health issues, addictions, this, that, and at the most professional issues. like scarcity of money in the business, in professions. In relationship, yes, I have been approached by two, but yet I don't have a successful. They didn't find the man they are looking for.
Hmm.
I did the
They have to do
soulmate.
a little, they have to do a
Soulmate.
little co-creation there too, you know?
This is a little bit challenging for me. With health and profession, I can do very well. Like I have successful stories, health and profession. But in relationship, I don't have so much successful stories. Like I can be, even for the relationship I did, person get very healthy, all addictions gone, all the things. In profession, they become very good, but they're still looking for the person they're looking for. They didn't find it. They keep on rejecting and not coming, some addictive pattern coming. Like I'm working with it. I'm not finding a solution. Like we don't have a direct solution. Like health issues, I can deal with even cancer. Even I deal with health issues, genetic issues, genetic issues. That's within 1 week. Genetic issues under control. Like person
Genetic.
cannot even move or this, and within a week, person started slowly, slowly started running, and it was a stroke. That person could not move even from the bed if a stroke's coming. So this is a very fast technique I did. If you want to see, why not you go to see the all technique how I am doing it? It's whole recorded live in YouTube, in my YouTube channel. You can go alchemy with Fatima. I can create an alchemy. One girl, Fatima. I
What,
did
that's the
alchemy.
name of the YouTube channel?
No, that's the
Alchemy?
name of the episode. Like we have
Okay.
episode Pulse of Wisdom. So there is an episode called Alchemy with Fatima, single. And I'm
Mhm.
working with her for the soulmate. We're still working.
Well, do you want to share your YouTube, what the name of it is, so people know how to go on that to see what
Yeah,
you're
it's already
doing?
published. Just like I'm making Pulse of Wisdom live. I made the whole series live, all from all seven, no, 7, 12, 16 hours or 12 hours. The whole process from A to Z. How person is going, what technique I'm using, how person is transforming, when person is coming back, giving feedback, oh, this is right, this is not right, this happened, this changed, this did not change, and keep on working. So you
So
can
what's
see,
the name
I
of
can
that YouTube? What's the name of that YouTube site
channel.
so that people know that
I
they
give
can
you
go there?
some, I give you this on the same YouTube. I'm making you live. Same YouTube, I'm making you live. I can send you the link. It's Wellbeing Krishna YouTube channel. All,
You might,
all I give you
you,
the link. It's published on the same. All lives are
yeah.
published on the same.
Well, I was just thinking for the audience that they can resource that.
I don't advertise things and just keeping them as a record. If sometime I would like to
Okay,
tell audience, I can give reference. Like you ask, I can give you reference.
I see.
Like you ask me what I did with this person.
Yes.
Then you watch what I did in detail, 18 hours episode there. From zero to since very first beginning of introduction, talking about it, all, and how person changing and transforming.
So how do you connect that with people come in with a journey they have to go through to overcome? Isn't isn't it like some people have things they have to go through because then after they get through it, then they help so many other people. You know, it's like is
Yeah,
doesn't that play a part of it?
like the person I did, he's teaching breathing techniques, meditations, and yoga to people,
Yeah.
helping others. So if he sees anyone like this, he's there. He's equipped to help.
So he in turn
He's
shared what
also
he knew.
working same as a therapist now, as a teacher and therapist.
The spiral effect.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, if if you like Iyengar yoga, so famous. No, Iyengar
Why?
yoga, Iyengar yoga. There is a man, Iyengar yoga, very famous. The man went to do yoga because he was sick. When he did yoga, he got well, and then he said, "Why not to teach people?" So that's why I say these people who are addicted, they are assets. If they find right way, then it evokes compassion in them. Once they get rid of it and they find the right solution, it evokes compassion on them with the people who are already into it. How we teach in meditation, or how, like I see people, oh, it's easy, but you don't know. So I can show you the way. This way you can overcome it. So if you know something, and if you have gone through this pain, and from where the compassion coming in us, we have suffered so much. The pain I have gone through is infinite, like it will kill you completely. But after the pain killed, compassion arises. From where it will arise? Compassion cannot arise in the person who has not felt the pain. More pain you have gone through, more compassion you have. If person is going through a lot of pain and suffering, that means person has potentially to become full with compassion and love. With that potentiality, with what? Person gone into addiction because he had the capacity but could not manifest it, could not harness it. So this is how I work. Find out that importance of existence, like you exist, Jenny is existing. She has importance to exist. She has a meaning to exist. That's coming out in Pulse of Wisdom. No, there's a meaning. There's a purpose behind your existence. So trying to find out that importance, which is giving you importance and meaning of just to be, exist, not anything else extra, just to be, being with your mind, being with your body, being with yourself, and being with your purpose. Whether you succeed, not succeed is a different matter. But if you can just be, you can be in peace. So two ways we deal with. One way is we build the capacity in the person to be in peace independent. One way, with meditation techniques, proper meditation techniques. In another way, we use all our therapeutic tools to remove the traumas of the past. And positively, we remind the person, we ask the person also, the person comes to say, oh, this is my heart desire. If I will become that, if I follow this direction, if I can be that, I want to live. But what is that which is exactly in harmony with you? So these three ways you go. One, meditative way, supporting the person, teaching the technique, equipping the techniques, empowering the person to be alone in peace. So with therapeutic tools, which I know, keep on removing traumas from childhood, from adulthood, from any way it's relating to any traumas pointing to these issues, and making the person recognize the reason of existence of this person at this planet, the importance. Then it works.
So, what I've done with some people is to go back to the trauma and have them recreate it in their mind so that when it pops up in their mind, they had power and authority over it. Is that something you do?
Pardon again. Little bit explaining technically.
Oh, you want me to explain it? So say someone has, I guess it doesn't pertain to addiction, but it can be used as that because you work with the trauma that created the addiction.
Yeah,
So
I saw
I,
it.
yeah. So then we have like someone that's been sexually abused. So if
Hmm.
we take them back to the abuse and we have them change the outcome in their mind. So what I've done is say, okay, you've taken control, you it it all changed in your favor rather than them feeling the weakness and the vulnerability and the trauma. And they put that in their subconscious mind, they visualize it, they see it, then it releases that trauma, which can create the addiction. So how do you feel about that?
Well, you can deal with trauma in many ways. I deal with it in this NLP ways. NLP, natural neuro linguistic programming. So I take the person to the past,
Mhm.
visiting in associative way, identified way, not disidentified way, fully identified way. Go to this and experiencing the trauma. So we can sense the pain and suffering around it, the
Mhm.
energy around it. Then working on it, and then taking the learnings, what is there to learn in the whole situation, take the message, otherwise it will repeat again. Any trauma, if you don't learn, it can repeat again. It can repeat again. So this, to delete this possibility of repeating it again in the future anytime, we must get the lesson. Why? What is the lesson there? Howsoever painful the trauma is, that we must learn.
Mhm.
That's the challenge. It's very much challenging to making people learn from the trauma.
That makes sense with the relationships too, why people keep marrying into the same narcissistic patterns or whatever because they haven't learned why they're picking that.
Yeah. So addiction can be in many ways. Today you were making it interesting with your personal stories, but you asked my personal stories about it,
Yeah,
so
I love hearing how you do this because
so
you
I
know,
started coming up with my experience, and I was here to listen from you actually.
well, you know, I talked to some of my children. They didn't want me to say anything, but so I'm kind of in. I guess it doesn't really pertain, but through your life, have you had to go through any of that, or
Yeah,
did you come in? You have.
yeah, yeah. I have been working with drug rehabilitation centers, and I was experimenting fully that how I could not understand how it's working. But not like I have to, but just for experiment, seeing where the mind, how to change, how to, what methods to adopt. But I cannot experiment with cocaine and drugs, which I cannot reverse.
Right, right.
I
I
can only
hear you there. No thanks.
this I never tried because you can't. I cannot take such a risk to experiment with what you call LSD or this many drugs. There are designer drugs, cocaine, which you cannot. Once you go, it's very difficult to. I was only experimenting simple things to learn the process. Marijuana, only marijuana, nothing else, because it's
Mhm.
easy to find and it's cheap, and you can see the effect of it, how it's working, and easy to come out.
What have you seen about like the people that are take marijuana on a regular basis? How does that actually affect them?
Well, that's a therapeutic way, and that's not using any meditative tools around it. If you only take drugs, no meditation, alchemy, or healing, or this, not
Hmm.
considering this, then medically you can prescribe it to, like we in India, you will see monks smoking chilam in India, you know. sadhus, they are smoking chilam, marijuana, in a big pot.
Kids?
In India, yeah, you will see hundreds. And I try to analyze the whole situation with my life, the way I left my family, I went to this and that. And so then I see, yes, how it's working, that many times people not choosing a spiritual path in a positive way. Like you have everything, nothing missing. And still you choose your path of enlightenment or sublimations. It's your choice. But many people come to this path because of trauma. Some breakup happens, some kind of trauma they have, which lead them to leave the society and adopt the monk style.
Even children.
Yeah, leave the children and family and all things and adopt the style of the monk. That is a great trauma, whatever the reason. There are established school of India like Bihari School of Yoga, Shivananda School. They have different disciplines, intellectually preparing your mind, giving you proper care from the guru, and you have a proper schedule, and there is no place of any addiction there. If you have, they have the remedies like techniques to deal with it. And the techniques are purifications from yoga. I met a German sannyasi I was learning when I was 12, 14. And I went to yoga school, and he told me my stories, that he was a hippie or somebody, or just he say I was just smoking, drinking, just like this, and come to India. And then somehow he met Swamiji, Swami Satyananda. He came and become a monk. Said, what do you do? And now he was a prestigious monk going and teaching yoga, people inviting him. I said, what did you do? He said, I did nothing. I did kunjal, drinking water and throwing, drinking water and throwing every day, cleaning
What's
the stomach.
throwing? What do you
Throwing,
mean?
throw. Like you drink water and vomit.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Why?
To clean, to clean. You put water from this nose, bring out from this nose. You drink water and you drink water like colon cleansing, lungs cleansing, sinus cleansing, brain cleansing. We have process in yoga. You can clean without any medicine, only with water.
Interesting. I've never heard that.
Oh, well, this is a well established. We call it six karmas, which deletes. So I asked him how you handle. He said, I was very heavy taking marijuana and all kinds of drugs. He said, nothing, doing yoga and cleaning. But there was a lot of support around, emotional support, technical support, all kinds of support. And now he was very happy. Nothing. And said, no, you don't even even think of it. It's not like you have to practice not to do or fight with it. Even
Mhm.
somebody will offer you and give some money, you say, no, I don't want. Like this, like no fighting. A positive way of working, not on a denial way. Positive way of working. So if you clean yourself so much that your body doesn't want any kind of dirt.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, you need to have a dirt to attract more dirt, like something like this. If you keep on cleaning, it works differently. So there are many ways, organic ways to deal with it. But I have no experience on heavy addictions, but simple ones, yes. I was working in a drug rehabilitation center, where I used to go for 1 month, once in a week for 1 hour to give my
Mhm.
support as a meditation from meditation side, teaching people meditation that can help positively to strengthen them. It was very pity because the boys there are so nice from so good family. You can see them, no? Their way of talking and the appearance, the clothes. You can say, yes, they are coming from a very noble family. But in the rehabilitation center, there I have experienced very less. 1 hour a week and around 40 or 50 people in rehabilitation center, working positively with giving them techniques. At the time, I was not so equipped with this much knowledge, which I have now, which I am
Right.
talking about. I
And
knew
journey.
only meditation techniques at the time. It's talking about 25 years before, 20 years before this work. But now I'm very much equipped, very much experienced with a lot of people.
So that was a detention center you were in. Is that what
Pardon?
you're saying? So that was a detention center that you went to?
It's a rehabilitation center. Rehabilitation,
Oh, rehabilitation. Okay. Okay. Hmm.
not detention. It was in a police station, like Kiran Bedi, who was the famous lady in India. It was her organization, NGO. It was an NGO called now Jyoti NGO. So this has a small experience with them, but this gives me idea. Once you do a job, you start to explore its all the dimensions, how it's created, how it can be cured, how it's working, what are the stages. That gives me, and then after when I worked with one person, it started working. It started going deep to the point to the person. I can touch the person, the exact positions from where it started, and with our techniques, it's working. I have not any successful story. Yeah, 1 day, 2 days before, one guy came to me, not drugs, but reactive depression, schizophrenia.
What was it?
The schizophrenia, reactive depression.
Schizophrenia. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you deal? Oh, that's interesting. How do you deal with
Oh,
that?
that's also interesting. That's a very different way to deal with. But I cannot deal with the person directly unless and the support from the person is there. Because in that scenario, person starts losing trust in the people and also losing, yeah, they don't have trust. That's how it happens. They start losing trust and becoming paranoid. More you lose trust, more paranoid you become. Paranoia and trust related like this. Less trust, more paranoia. More trust, less paranoia. Complete trust, no paranoia.
And
It's a
that's
trust issue.
trust. That's
And
trust
you,
in every moment. Is
and
that what
you
you're
cannot
saying?
trust, you cannot work with a stranger like this just coming to you. No, you need a person of at least he should trust one person. Otherwise, you can't help.
That's
No help.
interesting.
At least this person should trust one person, at least. Otherwise, no way. Otherwise, drugs way. Just prescription, tablets, marijuana works in this situation. Amazing medicine. It can prevent the person from being reactive depression to schizophrenia and bipolar.
Ooh, we got some heavy stuff going on here.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love it
big
though. I
issue. You
love
said
it.
I thought I will just listen your story, but you provoked me on the contrary.
I know that. Well, I'm just interested because you've been doing this so long. I mean, I do counseling in my own way, but I'm really interested in your journey and your successes and how you're going about it because we're all in this together, right?
So marijuana we had accepted in India as a spiritual kind of drug, which helps. Even some people got spiritually wrong, like Kundalini or something. They did wrong practice, and their energy body get disturbed. Marijuana helps immediately. Medicine.
So what does it actually do? It realigns the energies in the body? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
marijuana cuts you the mind moving in a pattern. If you are a paranoid, you will start to think in a pattern. If you take this marijuana, it makes you fully passive. It's a pacifier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pacifier.
Yeah.
So you cannot use this pattern. You cannot think like that into that pattern, the previous pattern. So you slowly, the like groups of the neurons, they start to die.
Right.
Like you stop to think. At the same time, marijuana has a strange capacity which I never thought. For why? It's amazing medicine for hope. It gives you hope. And not only hope. If you are caught in a problem that you say, oh, I don't see any solution, mind is caught, it gives you an alternate. It will
Mm-hmm.
give you an alternative way of living. So this is how it is used in medical. It prevents
So,
people from further damage and find a new avenues of entertainment
so
and
my
solution.
my okay, my analogy of that is so it takes you out of the mud mind. At least that's what I've
This
heard
I'm not
people.
giving you any description. I did not read any books. I'm just observing.
Yes.
Is my pure observation. I didn't not quoting from any book. Yes, in one book, I found that it's a post-traumatic drug. It helps. It's post-traumatic drug. So, in a way, this way, medical science accepts it. But my observation is different because I have been people very deep with the monks who are taking marijuana, smoking, or other people, their life history, life story, exploring them when they started, how they started, why they are. So all this is my practical observation, working with people, this, but I'm saying how it's working. Medically, science, it accepted as a post-traumatic drug.
So the monks smoke marijuana?
Yeah, a lot, a lot.
Really?
Then I inquired the monks who are in a proper school, properly initiated, educated, and working in educations, and being social at the same time,
Right.
and meeting with elite group, intellectual people in the society, they don't use, they cannot use. So
Right.
that's a
Right.
different. But other monk orders in India, we have many monk orders, we call sadhus. And the reason for them, they did not, these people are not so much well cared. Like they take initiative, they are sitting near the Ganga, they are doing here, they don't have so much discipline. And they are not so many, they're not a guru, is not so rich or so equipped, or they don't have so much caring situation around. So then this marijuana helps. Like if any trauma they have lost in business, they have lost wife, somebody died in accident, whatsoever the cause to bring them in this field is always a trauma.
Right. I agree.
Yeah,
Totally.
while the other monk systems like Bihari School of Yoga, Shivananda Ashram, or wherein this, I found that the cause to choose was not a trauma, rather an spiritual experience,
Okay.
which lead them to explore further into the phenomenon. So there are two ways people coming in this spiritual path. One is hit by the trauma. Another is hit by an unknown mystical experience, like me, hit by unknown mystical experience, and then finding out what it is, no, and then following it to the end. That's a different matter. You are pursuing knowledge, positive.
Oh, I'd like to hear about your mystical experience. That
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
yeah. That's a different phenomenon. This is not our point
I
here.
know, I know. Well, we have a lot of shows to do, right?
But people who are coming because of trauma, they are following easily available drugs in India is marijuana. Cheapest, easiest, almost free. So we finished 904. Jenny, you did not tell any story about your son and daughter.
Well, I think this was your journey on this show because you have a lot to share too. So I was very interested and I appreciate you getting very detailed about all of it. Because I'm still learning, I learn.
Let's
You have a
keep the
lot to
topic
teach.
properly. We were so spontaneous. Let's keep the proper topic. I will come from psychological background also, intellectual way,
Yeah.
findings of psychology, and what science in psychology finding, and how we are dealing with it without knowing psychology and science. A mother is
Yeah.
dealing with the child, or in we are is studying generation gaps. Like if mother finds my child addicted, then what's happening? What's the transaction? What's the effort? What worked? What did not work? What is still working?
Yeah,
Without
it's
knowing some
it's it's
psychological
interesting
phenomena behind.
because sometimes you just got to let go and let
So
the
next,
universe.
we put the topic, but this time only write the date. I was not clear about the topic because it's such a vast topic. Addiction was not pinpoint. So
Yeah.
pinpoint will be addictions, dealing with addictions in children,
Hmm.
no,
Hmm.
or addictions and relationship between parent and child.
Hmm.
How you like?
Sure. Go with the
Uh,
flow.
or esoteric mom dealing with addiction.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of experiences having six children. Um, but as I spoke with one of them, they didn't want me to mention it, even if I didn't mention their names. So, yeah,
That's
we'll
why I
just,
asked before talking about
yeah,
the
that
children.
was, thank you.
You
I
must
appreciate that
ask
because
your child.
I wouldn't have thought of that. So I
No,
appreciate that.
I could sense, no, because I working with addiction and this kind of people, I could sense their sensitive ego points. This is a very
Yes,
sensitive ego point. If you
yes,
share their stories without their permission, that can lead to complete cut off with you.
yeah, yeah. And, I found that with my kids with addictions that have overcome them, sometimes the parent just has to walk away and let them experience what they need to experience in order to wake up. And what I do is to put a protection around them on their journey and send light and love to them energetically.
Jenny, we are running out of time, already
Okay.
9:07. So
Okay.
keep in this topic, talk to your children or this or whatever, and bring out the story, whatever you are permitted to.
Good.
Yeah, it's a very
Thank you.
sensitive point. Whatever you are permitted to, not like just like this.
Right, right.